Today we are going to study associated angles. First topic is signs of trigonometric ratios. Suppose this is our y-axis, this is our x-axis, forming the four quadrants: the first quadrant, second quadrant, third quadrant, and the fourth quadrant. Here, the signs of every trigonometric ratio is positive. So this is called all positive. In the second quadrant, the sign of all the signs is positive. So it is called sign positive. Here, tan is positive, and here cos is positive. So, in the first quadrant, every trigonometric ratio is positive. In the second quadrant, sine is positive. In the third quadrant, tan is positive. And in the fourth quadrant, cos is positive. Now, we are going to move on to the second topic, where we are going to find out the values of the different trigonometric ratios of different associated angles. So let's find out the trigonometric ratios of minus theta. So sine of minus theta is equal to minus sine theta. Cos of minus theta is equal to cos theta. Tan of minus theta is equal to minus tan theta. Cosec minus theta is equal to minus cosec theta. Sec minus theta is equal to sec theta, and cot of minus theta is equal to minus cot theta. Now let's move on to the third topic. Now we are going to find the trigonometric ratios of 90 degree minus theta, where theta is an acute angle. So let's first write sine of 90 minus theta. We'll first see where is this angle. 90 minus theta, this whole angle will be in the first quadrant. Okay. Sine in the first quadrant is positive. So we are writing the plus sign. Now we are going to check the multiple of 90 here. This is 90 into 1, which means odd multiple of sine. So here the ratio will change to cos. Sine will change to cos, and the angle will be theta. Let's try another one like this. So suppose we want to find out cos 90 minus theta. This is equal to, again let's check the angle. The angle is in the first quadrant. In the first quadrant everything is positive, so we put this plus sign. Now the multiple of 90 here is 1, which is odd multiple, which means cos will change to sine. So we get sine theta. Applying the same formula, let's try with tan. So tan 90 minus theta, again the angle is in the first quadrant where everything is positive, so the plus sign. Now 90 multiple is 1, so tan will change to cot. So cot theta. Similarly, we can write cosec 90 minus theta is equal to sec theta, of course with a plus sign. Sec 90 minus theta is equal to cosec theta, and cot 90 minus theta is equal to tan theta. All of them positive. Now let's move on to finding the trigonometric ratios of a different angle. Suppose that is 90 plus theta. So let's find out. Sine of 90 plus theta is equal to, let's check the angle where it lies. 90 plus theta lies in the second quadrant. In the second quadrant, sine is positive. So we put the plus sign over here. Then we check the multiple of 90 degree. Here it is 90 into 1, which means odd multiple. So the sign will change to cos theta. Let's try another one. Cos of 90 plus theta equal to. Again, first we check where this whole angle lies. This angle lies in the second quadrant. Cos in the second quadrant is negative. Therefore, we get the minus sign. Now we check the multiple of 90 here. This is 90 into 1, which means odd multiple of 90. Therefore, cos will change to sine. So we get cos of 90 plus theta is equal to minus sine theta. Similarly, if we try tan, then tan of 90 plus theta, again we first check the angle is in the second quadrant. Tan in the second quadrant is negative. So we put the minus sign. Here it is odd multiple of 90. So tan changes to cot. So this is cot theta. Similarly, cosec 90 plus theta is equal to angle in the second quadrant. In the second quadrant, cosec is positive because sine is positive. So what we get, and it is an odd multiple of 90. So this one changes, cosec changes to sec theta. Similarly, we can find out sec 90 plus theta. This will be minus cosec theta. We can simply find out from here sec 90 plus theta is 1 by cos 90 plus theta. Hence we can get minus cosec theta. The last one, cot 90 plus theta is equal to, again angle in the second quadrant. So this will be negative, odd multiple of 90. So cot will change to tan. So this is minus tan theta. Next we move on to trigonometric ratios of 180 minus theta. Let's find it out. Same formula. Sine of 180 minus theta. First we will check where is this angle. 180 minus theta is in the second quadrant. Sine in the second quadrant is positive. So the plus sign. Here 180 degree is even multiple of 90 because it is 90 into 2. So sine will remain sine. So we get plus sine theta. Similarly, if we want to find out cos 180 minus theta, then again the angle, this whole angle is in the second quadrant. In the second quadrant, cos is negative. Now we check the multiple of 90. Here it is even multiple of 90. So cos will remain cos. Actually, if we find out sine and cos, we can find out everything else without even applying this formula. So 180 minus theta, tan of that is equal to how much? Sine 180 minus theta by cos 180 minus theta. Sine 180 minus theta is plus sine theta and cos 180 minus theta is minus cos theta. So this value is equal to plus sine theta by minus cos theta. So that is equal to how much? Minus tan theta. If we want to verify by the formula that we were using, then this is again in the second quadrant. Tan is negative in the second quadrant, even multiple of 90, so tan will remain tan. We can verify this formula with the other trigonometric ratios also. Cosec 180 minus theta will be equal to cosec theta, or we can simply use it as 1 by sine 180 minus theta is equal to, from here, 1 by sine theta, which is cosec theta. So here again sec 180 minus theta, we can write 1 by cos 180 minus theta, which is equal to 1 by minus cos theta. So this is equal to minus sec theta. And lastly, cot 180 minus theta is equal to 1 by tan 180 minus theta, which means this will come as minus cot theta. Now let's find out the next set of trigonometric ratios of the angle 180 plus theta. By now, I'm sure you all can try it yourself. First, let's try sine of 180 plus theta. So first we'll check where is this angle, in which quadrant. This is in the third quadrant. In the third quadrant, sine is negative. So we put the minus sign first. Now 180 is even multiple of 90. So sine remains sine. So this is minus sine theta. Similarly, if we try cos of 180 plus theta, then that is equal to, again we check the angle first. The angle is in the third quadrant. In the third quadrant, cos is negative. This is even multiple of 90, so cos remains cos. Now that we have found out sine and cos, we can write the value of tan 180 plus theta. This is equal to sine 180 plus theta by cos 180 plus theta, which is minus sine theta by minus cos theta, that is tan theta. Or we can verify by the formula. This is in the third quadrant. Tan is positive in the third quadrant. So the plus sign here, since we have not written any sign, it is plus. This is even multiple of 90. So tan remains tan. So what about the other trigonometric ratios? Cosec 180 plus theta. That is equal to, we can write from here, this will be minus cosec theta. Similarly, sec 180 plus theta, from 1 by cos it will come as minus sec theta. And lastly, cot 180 plus theta will come as minus cosec by minus sec, that will come as cot theta. Now let's move on to trigonometric ratios of the angle 270 minus theta. We are going to use the same formula. So sine 270 minus theta. First we will check the angle is in which quadrant. This is again in the third quadrant. In the third quadrant, sine is negative. So the minus sign. Now this is odd multiple of 90. So sine changes to cos. So this will be minus cos theta. Similarly, let's find out cos of 270 minus theta. The angle is in the third quadrant. Cos in the third quadrant is negative. This is odd multiple of 90. So cos changes to sine. So this is minus sine theta. Similarly, we can find out tan of 270 minus theta. This will be equal to cot theta. Cosec 270 minus theta. I'm sure by now you all can find it out. This cos 270, this is cosec. 270 minus theta will be how much? 1 by sine 270 minus theta. So this will be 1 by minus cos theta. So this is minus sec theta. Similarly, sec 270 minus theta, by the same formula, this will come as minus cosec theta. And the last one, cot 270 minus theta will come as tan theta. Let's move on to the next set, which is trigonometric ratios of 270 plus theta. You all find it out along with me. Sine of 270 plus theta equal to, the angle is in the fourth quadrant. Sine in the fourth quadrant is negative. This is odd multiple of 90. So this will become cos. So sine 270 plus theta is equal to minus cos theta. Similarly, cos of 270 plus theta is equal to, angle is in the fourth quadrant. Cos in the fourth quadrant is positive. So here it is plus sign. This is odd multiple of 90. So cos will become sine. Similarly, we can find out tan of 270 plus theta, which will come as minus cot theta. Again, cosec 270 plus theta is equal to, from this formula, it will come as minus 1 by this. Okay, so this is minus sec theta. Similarly, sec of 270 plus theta will come as, from here, cosec theta. And lastly, cot of 270 plus theta will come from here as minus tan theta. Okay. Now let's move on to trigonometric ratios of 360 plus or minus theta. Now 360 degree is a whole turn. Okay. It is going through a whole circle, which means this part can be nullified and we can just concentrate on the next part. Like if I write sine of 360 plus theta, we can just nullify or neglect this part, which is 360 degree, and consider this to be sine of theta only. So this comes as sine theta. If I have sine of 360 degree minus theta, then again we will neglect the first part because it is a complete circle, then a minus theta degree. So we will consider this as sine of minus theta, which comes as minus sine theta. So the value here we will write as plus minus sine theta, because sine of 360 plus theta is plus sine theta. Sine of 360 minus theta is minus sine theta. Similarly, cos 360 plus theta, we will neglect 360. So this will be considered as cos of theta, which is cos theta obviously. And if I take minus here, then again we will neglect the 360 degree part. This whole thing will be considered as minus theta. Cos of minus theta we have learned to be cos theta. So this is just cos theta. Now tan. Tan of 360 degree plus theta. Nullifying this part, we get tan theta. And if we consider tan of 360 minus theta, then we know 360 can be nullified, and this will be considered as tan of minus theta, which is minus tan theta. Which means tan of 360 plus theta is plus tan theta, and tan of 360 minus theta is minus tan theta. Similarly, we can find out the other trigonometric ratios like cosec 360 plus minus theta, sec 360 plus minus theta, cot 360 plus minus theta, which are pretty easy and can be found out from these formulae. Now let's discuss if the angle can be written as a multiple of 360 degrees and a little bit more, where n is an integer, positive, negative, and of course it can be 0. N is an integer. So as before, this whole multiple of 360 degree can be nullified, and this can be considered as sine of theta, just sine of theta. In case of every other angle, so if I write here cos of n times 360 degree plus theta, again this part, the multiple of 360 degree, can be completely neglected, and this will be considered as cos of theta. Of course, we can do it with the minus sign also. So sine of n times 360 degree minus theta will be considered as sine of minus theta. So that will come as minus sine theta. And cos of n times 360 degree completely neglected, minus theta will come as like this one, cos theta. Let us, for an example, let's try something so that we can understand this problem much better. Suppose we have to find out the value of sine 780 degrees. Now we can write 780 degrees as 2 times 360 degrees, which is 720 degrees plus 60 degrees. So it is a multiple of 360 degree and 60 degrees. That is 780 degrees. So this is equal to, by this formula, we can completely nullify or neglect the multiple of 360 degrees, and this can be written as sine of 60 degrees. Now we know the value of sine 60 degrees, which is root 3 by 2. So the whole problem becomes very simple. Sine of 780 degrees becomes sine of 60 degrees, which is root 3 by 2. So in the next video, we are going to solve some problems based on these formulae. Please keep on practicing. Thank you.